So you might remember when this channel had released the voice recordings of Swanson and Decca Heggie talking about hacking James English and bringing his channel down. Those recordings were released on the 4th of December last year. I'm just going to show you a WhatsApp conversation between them two on the 6th of December, so it was 2 days later. But bear in mind that Swanson did a response video to this on the 9th of December, 5 days after the recordings were released. And in that response video, he said that he was going after Decca now, and the point of the argument between them two was that Decca had said that Ron had recorded him, and in Ron's response he said he didn't, and it was Decca who recorded him. But they were forgetting the actual point of the recordings, and that was the content of the conversation, what they were talking about. The people, the names they mentioned, the people who they were talking about, names that was probably not advisable to be mentioning. But however, they were arguing over who actually recorded them. So I'll just let you look at this conversation, and you'll be able to see exactly what was going on. So the conversation started off with Ron telling Heggie that he'd recorded him. He also warned Heggie that he wasn't messing about, he's not an idiot and stuff, so he wanted to talk to him on the phone so they could sort it out. But what was interesting here is how Heggie came into the conversation. One of the first things he says was, "Did you watch my expose?" I think both of them are on totally different wavelengths at that point. But I think halfway down that screen, Ron mentions that he had been through everything that Heggie had been through, and emphasises the word everything. Seems like he's probably trying to get on a level here with Heggie, and that's evident, further evident at the bottom of the screen, where Ron tells him that they're both into the kink scene and stuff, so he's establishing common ground with him here. I think at this point of the conversation, it's almost as if Ron's trying to get him to admit to doing the recordings, but it's the fact that Ron says he doesn't care about the recordings. Bear in mind, this is only 2 days after they went out, but it was 5 days after that, on the 9th, when he released this video, which was the one saying that he was coming after Heggie, and we were all invited, everybody who was putting the videos on Heggie and trying to get it out there and stuff, were invited to join this documentary and whatever it was else he was planning. So that was on the 9th, but it was another 5 days after that when they released the one with the interview on it. But in this one, he produced what he said was a victim of Heggie's. She proceeded to give an interview. So he went from telling him on the 6th, about a week ago, what was it he told him again? He was going to make legal history, and his name is going to be, what was it, Foundation of Law or something? I don't know what the fuck you were playing at there, but he is never going to change the law in this country. But he went for all that to just over a week later, shouting on the video through that computer generated voice, by the way, weird as fuck that you're coming after him, you're doing this and you got to be doing that. I don't see what you hope to achieve for this, what you try to achieve or what you try to do, because it seems to me as if you're treating this as if it's a fucking game. Producing that victim for an interview after this undermines the whole thing. You try to treat the public as if they're fools. After the recordings were released, which probably put you in maybe a bit of danger, by the way, you went to sucking up his ass on WhatsApp, then changing your mind 5 minutes later, coming on, inviting everybody to link up with you and get the documentary produced. But you know, I'm not going to sit here and give any more of my thoughts and opinions on it. We're going to leave this to the public to decide. They can decide if you're genuine or not. But do you know what? Don't fucking come here, try to throw a spanner in the works and undoing all the good work that's been done here. The only good thing to come out of this is that everybody's going to see you that you're not what you say you are. You put up a trailer yesterday for a documentary that's in the making, you said. Hopefully after this goes out, nobody will give you the numbers. Right, just before I finish, have a look at this little clip where Heggie said the other day that the call recordings of the police officer speaking to Rhonda, giving the Sarah's law over, Heggie says they were fake, the calls were fake. This clip and this WhatsApp message will show that you know that call was real. Otherwise you wouldn't have went to the police about it. It's as simple as that. Or you'd have said it from the outset. You wouldn't have made the video explaining the contents of that call. You would have come out and says they're fake. So this just shows that you know that call was real.
I'd also like to add into this video that the recordings going around of Rhonda supposedly speaking to the police are fake, because the dates are wrong and some of the stuff on there is absolute bullshit. The fact that people believe it, need to get your head screwed on properly. I've been quiet about this, because I've never really had to say anything, because what is the point? No matter what I say, goes in one ear and out the other with some of you dickheads. But one thing I will say is that why would a police officer say, I shouldn't really be giving you this information? The reason why the woman says that was because it was actually a woman that Rhonda knew. They set it all up. It was all a setup. All these recordings of me or women speaking to the so-called police is an absolute setup. It's all made up. They're doing this to make me look bad and bring me down. But you know what? Believe what you want to believe, people. Believe what you want to believe. Because one thing I am doing is I'm getting fit and I'm going to be ready to fight.
I think it's funny how the police said to her she shouldn't have been given that information, rather than she can't have been given that information because we don't hold up information about you, which if they didn't is what they would say. But that's just my opinion, of course.
Now this is time for me to get my truth out there. I've sat back and I've watched all the shit get said about me, and a lot of people are twisting what everybody says, and my followers, the people that follow me, deserve my truth. First of all, I've never ever been convicted of a sexual offence. I'm not a paedophile, I'm not a rapist, and I've never ever been convicted. Secondly, these are allegations that were unfounded, right? And it was a setup. Nobody knows the story to that young girl. Nobody knows the story because I've never ever spoke about it. And I never ever felt that I had to speak about it, because it would open up a can of worms. Now, I've recently spoke to the police. Can't discuss what's been said, but there's been a breach of protocol and this information should never have been given to her.
Right guys, I'm going to finish now, so thanks for watching and I'll catch you on the next one.